right? We were eating ice cream, and I could just tell that it actually really affected him, and he was insecure about it, and I couldn't, and I wanted to know why, and I just, because I've always, like, I just wanted to be someone he could rely on, and someone who would make him feel better the way he makes me feel better, right? And I couldn't, and it sucks because I'm really bad at that, where, and I was teasing him the whole time, and I just felt like shit, and I was like, why am I doing that? Like, I'm not trying to do that. Like, it's like, you know, in your brain, you're supposed to do one thing, but you do the complete opposite, and you're just like, why? Stop! And so yeah, so he was, like, obviously really insecure about, the fact that he was gonna be eating this ice cream with me, and he was gonna, like, get fat from it, or whatever, and I tried so hard to just, like, you're not gonna get fat, like, you know, and I couldn't do it, and it didn't work out the way I wanted it to, so I probably made him feel even worse. And then it didn't help because, this time I was texting him, and, I was in such a bad mood, and I was just kind of like, I was like, haha, I'm out shopping, and I'm in a bad mood, and he's like, ha, why? And I was just like, you know, because I'm really fat, and I feel super disgusting, and I'm freaking out, and nothing fits me, and I'm really gross, and blah, 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 and then he didn't text me back, and I felt like, you know, like, I felt like, hey, I deserve this, or he's mad at me, or, wow, I just crossed a line, because the situation that happened the day before, right, like, I felt like, so I felt like he was ignoring me, because I wasn't able to make him feel better, and because I was acting like such a idiot, like, I was like, ha ha ha, like, I don't care, I'm gonna eat all this ice cream, even if it makes me fat, like, I was like, whatever, it doesn't matter to me, like, who cares, right? And he was just kind of like, but he cared, and I was trying I was trying my hardest to make him feel better, and I didn't, and then the next day, I'm like, haha, actually, I'm really fat and disgusting, and you know what I mean? Like, it was the stupidest combination of stupid ever, and then he didn't text me, and I was like, I fucked up. I fucked up over the dumbest thing. I fucked up, and I was freaking out, and it was like, yeah, so, and then, okay, so after I went shopping, I actually got some, like, really cool shirts, and, I got some really cool boots, and I was just kind of, like, really anxious and, like, hyper and, like, nervous, and I was, like, freaking out, and I just really wanted to talk to him, and I really wanted to, like, get him to come hang out with me, and I was kind of, like, wiggly, and I was kind of like, oh, please talk to me, and so I kind of wanted to just show him my clothes that did fit, and that made me feel really good, like, the clothes that made me feel good, and I wanted to, like, hang out with him, and I tried really hard, and he wasn't, like, talking to me, and then I just felt really bratty, and then I kind of wanted to go, and I don't know why, I just wanted him to show me anything. I just wanted him to show me, like, I wanted him to get mad at me or something, or make me, like, feel, like, I just wanted him to be mad at me instead of me having this doubt and this freaking out and, you know, this panic, and because, I mean, I know a lot of it's in my head, and I know I build the situations up a lot, right, but that's why I wanted him to get mad at me, so I knew what he was thinking. I wanted him to reassure me, or something, like, even if it was bad, I just wanted him to, you know, and so I was being really, really bratty, and I mean, I should have already known he's not the type of person to really show emotions, because he's probably got his own issues, and I'm really, really bad for, you know, I'm really bad for not noticing it when it comes to other people, but I try really hard to, and because I have my own, you know, like, it's bad, because I'm trying so hard to show love to other people, that but I'm a wreck, and yeah, so anyway, so I just wanted him, I don't know, I just wanted him to get mad, or show me, like, any kind of feeling, instead of making me feel so alone, you know, and so I was being really bratty, and I was like, I don't know, the other kid, like, C, ended up texting me, and I was kind of like, no, okay, honestly, oh my god, it was so bad, I was literally, like, because I was talking to him, because he ended up actually getting my number and being able to text me, right, and I was just like, actually, so I'm not allowed being friends with you, because my master doesn't want me to be friends with you, you know, and I don't know, I kind of didn't want to, like, it's not that I didn't want to be his friend, but I kind of wanted any excuse to just not, because it's, like, I I always have this thing where I'm like, wow, it's really better if you're not friends with me because I'm going to ruin your life, you know? So I warn people and I tell people, hey, by the way, like, actually, I really suck and you shouldn't be friends with me. And then I'm like, you know, you probably won't last that long. And they always tell me, oh, no, like, it's fine. You're not that bad. It's fine. I can handle it. And I'm like, no, you can't. And then, you know, like, that's the thing is they don't realize that it's, like, a legit warning. I'm not trying to be cute. I'm actually warning you that I'm really terrible and you shouldn't be friends with me. And so I was talking to C, and I was like, hey, by the way, actually, like, my master said I'm not allowed being friends with you, and I was kind of using that as an excuse for myself, because I didn't know how to just say, hey, by the way, you shouldn't be friends with me because I suck. And anyway, so he was, like, texting me, and he was like, haha, like, he was kind of, like, being fuckboyish, honestly, and he's like, haha, whatever, like, that's fine, you know, your master shouldn't care about me, like, it's not too big of a deal, right, like, I'm fine to be friends with or whatever. And so he was, like, messaging me, and he said, hey, you should hang out today, and I didn't really want to, but then I kept thinking, like, I just wanted my friend Kay to be mad at me or something, and I was like, he didn't want me being friends with this kid because he didn't like it, and I was being really dumb, and I didn't want to, but I wanted to, you know, and so I was, like, really mad and annoyed that I was getting ignored, and so I was like, fine, like, I'm mad that I'm getting ignored, so I went and hung out with this kid, and I hated it the whole time. I couldn't stop thinking about it, and I'm like, no, shit, what am I doing? Like, I don't want to do that. I just want to talk to Kay. And then I was like, but he's not talking to me, and I just was like, I don't know, I was like, he's my friend, and I want to talk to him, and he wasn't, and, so I was being really stupid, and yeah, and then basically, so after a whole night of me just feeling bad and being, why I'm getting ignored, those people, K and T were like, hey, well, or C and T were like, hey, come over for the night, blah, 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 which, by the way, T kept fucking, he literally was like, hey, blah, 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 like, tell me about the first time you had sex and all this stuff, we never talked about it, and, because I have a tail, and I was like, shit, my tail's broken, that's why I'm not wearing it today. Well, he's like, hey, have you ever thought of getting a butt plug, blah, 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 like, he was just being so creepy and, like, dumb, and I didn't want to, and he was kind of, they were kind of like, hey, yeah, come over to our house to watch movies, because I said I was in such bad mood that I didn't want to go home, and they were like, yeah, come over to our house and watch movies, and I was like, I don't even know, and then I talked to my friend Kay, like, he kind of was texting me, but he kind of wasn't, and I was just like, I really don't want to go home tonight, and, I mean, I say that, like, you know something's wrong if I say that. I mean, that'd be wrong for anyone if they said that, because, you know, why don't they want to go home, you know? But when I say it, it's because I'm kind of being really bratty, and I want someone to say, hey, then hang out with me for the night, right? And I say that all the time when I'm with Kay, because I feel like I really want him to just say, hey, hang out with me longer, or, you know, spend the night with me, or we'll hang out, it'll be fine, you know, like, I just want him to comfort me a bit longer, basically, even though, like, because anytime I'm with him, he makes me really happy, and so I texted him that, and he just kind of was like, you never do, and I was like, oh, I know, so, okay, and then I was like, I'm gonna just, go home with some strangers, and then he was, like, ignoring me, and then, so I went to, C and T's house, and I helped them, like, bring in their groceries and stuff like that, and I was, like, getting kind of frustrated, because I was like, wow, my master's ignoring me, blah, 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 and then, okay, so they kind of just, like, assumed and put it together, and then, so we were, like, sitting watching, like, movies or whatever. Well, we just started watching, like, the Star Wars movie, and then, so C, he was, like, because I was like, oh, I'm being ignored, so I'm really upset. And then C was like, oh yeah, by the way, so Kay actually told me he really doesn't care that you're hanging out with us. And I just really, like, I just couldn't, and I started, like, I was trying so hard not to cry, because it snapped me out of my really bratty mood, and it snapped me out of all of it, and I just couldn't, because I felt like I was thrown away, like, I just felt like I was being thrown away, and I couldn't, and I know that sounds like the stupidest thing ever, but you're not gonna get the feelings because they're mine, and I couldn't, and I couldn't. So that was kind of, a really shitty, yeah, that was just really shitty. And then basically, so I turned into this really bad spiral, so that was on a Friday night, and so I had the whole weekend, and the weekends make me really lonely, and I get really, really depressed and panicky, and I just can't stop it from happening, so that didn't help the situation of being, like, lonely on a weekend, right, because, yeah, so, I mean, I just post all my Snapchat stuff, and it's just like, wow, okay, like, it's okay, it's fine, you don't need to be my friend anymore, like, you could have just told me you didn't care, things like this, and I'll post Snap stories and whatever, and I was, like, panicking and freaking out, and I was like, you know, it's better you're not friends with me, because I really suck, and I can't help sucking, because I just really, really suck, and I was just kind of like, it's better you're free, that way I don't feel like crying and all this shit, and then so because I was trying to also talk to him every once in a while, but he kept on ignoring me, or he was just, like, giving me, like, really, like, distant replies, and then at one point, he was finally like, hey, you know what, we need to talk, and I was just kind of like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm sorry, like, I know, and then we ended up, I don't even know, so that was, like, I think, on Monday, and I was kind of, like, yeah, so 3 days of being ignored, and then him finally being like, oh, hey, actually, we need to talk, and then, so, on the Monday, I was like, yeah, well, I don't get off at school until, like, 7 o'clock-ish, and he's like, yeah, whatever, that's fine, so then, when I came home, or whatever, after, like, the whole day was so panicky, and I felt, like, bad, I felt bad, and I couldn't, and then, so, we finally, like, met up at, a park to talk, or whatever, and, basically, it was really shitty, too, because he didn't have that much time to talk to me. He only had maybe, like, 20 minutes, and I couldn't, because I was like, how do you expect me to try and tell you all these feelings and all this confusion within 20 minutes, and I couldn't, and I actually went to the park in a blanket because I was so panicking. I couldn't even, like, look at him, like, I just hid my face the whole time, and I was just panicking and freaking out, and I tried to explain it to him so badly, and I couldn't, and it didn't come out right, and he just, the way he looked at me, it literally just fucking, it just literally broke my heart all fucking over again, and I don't think I was able to explain it to him at all, and then, which is really bad. Okay, so basically the whole week was just a nightmare of me trying to figure life out, and then I didn't, and then, okay, so I think maybe, like, on the Tuesday, okay, so basically this is gonna just make me sound like utter fucking, just absolutely, like, trash, so, okay, so, and then this is why my head gets, like, super, twisted, and I can't, like, confusion and all this stuff, like, how am I supposed to be able to tell you how I feel if I don't even know how I feel, so I'm sorry. Anyway, so basically I was just, like, in a really, like, mood the whole time, and I was just, like, being crazy, and I just was just kind of like, whatever, just fucking shut it all off, and just take fucking handful of, like, whatever, like, T3s, or, like allergy medication, or whatever, like, shit like that, like, I was just, like, you know, take a handful of whatever, like, who cares, like, I was just, like, shut it off, just fucking shut it off, and, like, I tried my best to, like, sleep and everything like that, and then, so, on the next day, or the day after, or something along those lines, it was basically, like, I was just in, like, a really bad mood, and then I seen something, and then, or something along those lines, anyways, I ended up just watching porn, and wow, it's so bad. Okay, so basically I just ended up watching porn, and then, like, I just ended up, like, watching porn, and, you know, like, masturbating, basically, and, so I kind of came to the conclusion that I just get really, really fucking crazy if I'm sexually frustrated, and, so, but, I'm sorry, that was so bad, but anyways, yeah, so basically, and then I came to the conclusion that it's kind of his fault, because he, kind of makes me, really frustrated, and that's why it's kind of, like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to make another video again,